Guys, this is pasta imperiale, where they make one of the best cacio e pepe in Rome, here in Via dei Coronari. You can do takeout or you can eat it outside if you find a spot. Let's go and find out more about this famous cacio e pepe. Buongiorno.
Ciao.
Buongiorno. Now we're about to go to Pasta Imperiale, a takeout pasta shop. This is Via dei Coronari, okay? The pasta place is here. Via dei Coronari, it's a beautiful area, beautiful street, not far from Piazza Navona. Start in Piazza Navona, ends in Castel Sant'Angelo. Beautiful place, and there's lots of antique shops, and a must see when you come to Rome. Guys, this is Alberto, the man behind Pasta Imperiale in Rome. Alberto, you come from Bologna.
Yes, not Roman.
The town of pasta, parmigiano. What are you doing here?
I'm working here actually. I'm learning. I'm learning how to do the typical Roman dishes in the better way. And you have to judge today if I'm good, if I learned what I had to.
Oh yeah. Well, I can see the chef is Roman, he's cooking, so we're learning from him. Yeah.
He is Roman, so you can trust him at least.
So what pasta do you use for cacio e pepe?
Usually, traditionally, people get the cacio e pepe with the tonarelli, which is a long pasta made with flour and eggs. So there's not water inside.
No semolina.
Not semolina. And there's sort of spaghetti, but with a square section. Because if you make the pasta by hands, you cannot do the typical round
right,
section.
Yes.
You need a machine to get the round section.
Yes.
But if you cut the pasta with a knife, you cannot obtain the round section.
Yeah.
But actually, it's a very good pasta. You taste it very al dente.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you can get the spaghetti without eggs.
Okay.
You need the durum wheat dough with water.
Semolina and water. Yeah.
And it's good. It's not as much al dente as the tonarelli, but it's good in the same way. So these are the spaghetti that without eggs. So here you see that the dough is let's say light yellow.
Yes.
Correct, because there is the semolina, which is light yellow flour.
That's right. Yes.
And water. But if I show you those are the tonarelli, actually you can
Egg pasta.
You can see the color is more yellow.
Same pasta but darker.
Same pasta but darker. Because
With the
there
egg.
are eggs inside.
Yes. I use pecorino for cacio e pepe.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in Rome. I know you're from Bologna. You like parmigiano, but you know.
I like parmigiano.
Did you convert? So you still?
I like parmigiano very much, but I have to use the pecorino, the Roman pecorino for the cacio e pepe.
And you know, people say, oh, you know, my carbonara cacio e pepe is too much. The pecorino is too salty. You coming from Bologna? Have you?
Yeah, actually.
Have you added parmigiano to the carbonara?
Yeah, actually, it depends. It depends by your taste. I usually melt 50% parmigiano and 50% pecorino for me. But if you, for example, if you say that you have no problem with salty pasta, you can do pecorino, because Pecorino Romano is salty. It's very salty.
If you're not used to it, it's a bit too much.
Yeah.
So if a client comes here and they think like you, say, you know, I don't want 100% pecorino, please do 50 parmigiano, 50 pecorino.
No worries.
You do it.
Yeah,
I'm not that person. I want pecorino.
You want pecorino?
Just pecorino.
Okay, but you have not to complain.
No. The pasta we're using is also not salted. There is no salt in the water in the pasta.
No salt.
And he's using the water and flour. So the chef is cooking the spaghetti, right? Handmade spaghetti with flour and water, no egg.
No egg.
And look at the cream here. Look at the cream. If you look at it, it's nice and thick, very thick. And there is a reason why. You're about to learn why this cream is so thick.
So this is just the cream with cheese and water and pepper. The cheese becomes mozzarella.
String, string, yeah.
Around 72 degrees. It depends on the kind of cheese you use, but around 72 degrees. So if you take the pasta out from the boiler, the pasta is around 10 degrees because it's boiling. So
Celsius.
The trick is lowering the temperature of the pasta before putting in the pan. Okay.
Also, you don't get the strings.
Yeah, right. Because if you get the strings,
It's not.
the dish is wrong. So you just have to throw into the trash.
That's how you know.
Okay. So we have
about
to put out of the boiler once it's cooked.
Yes.
Wait some time because the pasta becomes fresher.
But like when you say sometimes, you're talking about seconds.
Seconds.
Like 10 seconds, let's
Yeah,
say, no
yeah.
more. Otherwise, the pasta will.
Yeah, right. No, you're right.
You
10
kill the
seconds.
pasta. Yeah.
10 seconds.
So you don't want the pasta to be cold, okay? Don't do like Gordon Ramsay. He puts oil and let it cold, make it cold in the colander. You put it after 10 seconds in the pan.
Yeah, it's a matter of temperature,
Yes.
basically.
Our friend from Bologna is saying the pecorino from Rome is very salty. Let's see. Oh,
Salt, it's salt.
we get a taste here. Buonissimo. Alberto.
Buono, mi piace? Però è salato, lo senti?
I love it. I love it. You are from Bologna, like my American friends who like Parmigiano. You guys should go to Bologna more if that's how you like it. I'm very traditional. In fact, look at my belly, look at his belly. You can see I'm happier than him, see? She's adding a little bit of water. Beautiful pasta, look at that. Look at that. A little bit of pasta water. This is the most important part of the recipe, guys, the tossing. Guarda che bello. This is Cacio e Pepe made the right way here in Rome. Grande chef. Round of applause to Marco, vai Marco, vai! The moment we've been waiting for. Look how creamy, look how creamy. Oh. Bellissimo.
Final touch proprio.
Due Pepper Bay, vai, Pepper Bay. Buon appetito. Guys, look how creamy, look, man, there's so much cream here, mamma mia. And because it's a combination of Parmigiano and Pecorino, it's not too much, you know, but it's just beautiful, just great experience. It's not stringy, which is what Alberto was talking about. The cheese is not stringy, so it's a sign that it's done the right way. And this is just done here on the street in Via dei Coronari. You can have it take away, you can eat it here if you like. Guarda là, guarda. For anyone that loves cacio e pepe or mac and cheese, this is the best mac and cheese you can have in your life. Look, the moment we've been waiting for. Oh, come on, ladies and gentlemen. The pecorino they use here, it's a very salty Pecorino Romano, and I can tell because they use half Parmigiano, half Pecorino. It also got to do with the pecorino you work with, okay? So you always need to taste the pecorino. If it's too salty, I strongly recommend you to mix it like they do it now, because this could have been extremely strong and powerful if they didn't mix it with the Parmigiano. The combination works very well. Beautiful combination, because you get the beautiful kick from the pecorino. The pepper is there. It's a very nice pepper. Great, very balanced saltiness. The creaminess is just there. Look at my mouth. Look. Guys, this is a wonderful, magnificent cacio e pepe pasta. I chose to use the spaghetti made with water and flour. People like to use with egg and flour. You can choose to have 100% pecorino or half pecorino, half Parmigiano. And after trying this, because of the pecorino being very strong, I do suggest to mix it, and everyone will enjoy it. Wow. Well done, Marco. Bravissimo. I've got pepper all over my mouth. It's giving me that beautiful feeling in my mouth. It's an experience. It's all about an experience. It needs to do it the right way. It needs to be done the right way to be able to say, wow, I had a cacio e pepe. I'm gonna have this pepper on my lips for a while. So maybe I need a gelato now to clean my palate before I have another cacio e pepe. Such a hot day today, 40 degrees Celsius.